Alright guys, this is the lighting and safety instructional video for the wood burning sauna. First and foremost, it's very important that you are hydrating before, during, and after your session. And also for sanitary purposes, make sure to lay a towel down and sit on that during your session. So let's go ahead and jump right in here. It should already be cleaned out for you, but if it's not, we're just gonna use a piece of kindling and scrape it down into this grate here. Make sure the trap's all the way in before you do that. Pull this trap out and then we can empty that into the trash. Okay, now that I've emptied the trap here, I'm gonna place that back in. And for the lighting process, we're gonna leave that open a couple inches. We wanna leave that open for airflow. Also, make sure the door's open for the lighting process. I'm gonna open that now, just because it tends to get a little bit smoky during the lighting process until the flame really starts to take. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our paper here, get that balled up, and then we'll build ourselves a little fort over that. So I like to do something like that, a little crisscross. Then we'll light it. I like to just kind of block off this here so it directs the flame up, traps in some of that heat, still leaving some gaps for air to flow through. And then once we have some flame going here, I start to stack in some smaller logs. Crisscross those as well. Then we can shut the door here. Let that take. Again, we're leaving this open for airflow. If you want to put any essential oils, they're going to go right in here. You can also drip water on the rocks if you want some steam. I'll end up adding another handful of kindling and a few more logs, 3 or 4 more logs. I try to get the temperature up anywhere from 70 to 90 degrees Celsius. Anything above that gets pretty intense. Once this flame starts to take, you'll stop getting smoke, and then you can close this door. Make sure your airflow is open while you're sauning. That's important. As the fire starts to heat up more and more, you just want to close that airflow just a little bit until it's kind of cracked just about an inch. Of course, this is extremely hot. Don't touch any of this or the piping. It's very hot, and be careful if you're pouring water on here. Sometimes the steam will come up and burn your hand. Now that the smoke stopped, I'm going to exit the sauna, and I'm going to close the door so I can allow this to heat up, and then I'll come back and check on it, every couple minutes or so, and make sure it's heating up, doing its thing. Make sure it's not smoky in here. Obviously, if you're coming in here and it smells like heavy smoke, then don't use the sauna. Open the door, let it air out, and diagnose the problem. There shouldn't be any smoke in here when you during your session. Now the smoke will come out the chimney in a few different thicknesses. When you first start adding wood and getting it going, and the wood's just starting to burn, you're going to get a darker, thicker smoke. And then as you start to get a cleaner, hotter burn and get some coals going, you'll get a lighter, thinner smoke. By the time of use, you should have a nice, clean, clear smoke like this.